Hello, everybody. We're here today to talk about a young man who was kind of given the shaft by the Manitowoc Sheriff's Department. Common theme, I know, but in this case, this was a good kid. He deserved to have his death investigated properly. His family deserved it, and well, Manitowoc just didn't really do much. They didn't really do much. And I've already did a video last year around this time because January 10th is the anniversary of Ricky's death. He was basically the victim of a hit and run in the early morning hours of December 10th. Of 1999, and there's a few things about the case that are kind of just off, and the first thing that you'll notice, I'll post a link to my other video down below. I will also post a link to all the documents down below, if you feel like reading up on Ricky's case. But the thing is that we have Lank and Colburn in the mix here. Lank lies to the victim's mother. Now, here's the thing, folks. You know how Kratz and Fassbender and all them talk about how it's such that because of MAM, it's so disrespectful to the hall box and stuff. Well, as you're listening to the things that Manitowoc Sheriff's Department did in this video, just think about that for a second, and just kind of judge how much do you think they really care about the hall box if they could do what they did to Ricky's mother. Okay, so just food for thought. Now, Ricky was a pretty good kid. He was a really good kid. I mean, he really was not. He wasn't out to hurt anybody. He was actually coming home from like a party. He was hanging out at a friend's house, and they were drinking soda and watching movies or whatever. And he was walking home. And he was literally like 25 to 50 feet from his own driveway when what they suppose is a drunk driver, like swerved off of the road where he was walking and hit him, and then kept driving. Panicked and kept driving. So that's basically what happened. So I mean, he was coming home from a friend's house. He was almost home. I mean, it's just so really heartbreaking that what happened to Ricky. I mean, it's really, it's bad enough what happened to Ricky, but then to add on top of it the lies that are told to his mother by, in particular, James Lank. Yeah, you know how Kratz tries to tell you how he's such a great law enforcement officer, and how he doesn't deserve, to be suspect, like, or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, whatever. He lied to a victim's mother and said that he had done something that he had not done. Yeah. He finally gets around to doing it 5 years afterward. 5 years after Ricky's hit and run, he finally gets around to doing it when Ricky's mother calls DCI and finds out that he was full of crap. And because she was calling asking about that, if they had ever filed with DCI like James Lank had told her he did, they checked and found that there had never been no report. That Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department had never reported this to them at all. The first that they heard of it was in 2002 from Ricky's mother, herself. So when she was calling to ask if they had ever received any, if they had ever been contacted by Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department, they checked and said no. So they were instantly wondering why Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department told her that they did. And so they open up an investigation. They start looking into the Ricky Hochstetler case. Just because they wanted to, Clearly, obviously, maybe they're feeling that Manitowoc's heart wasn't in it, and they wanted to go ahead and try to help Ricky's mother, which is the right thing to do. So, DCI investigates. They really weren't able to help. I mean, how much were they going to be able to do 5 years later? I mean, why they weren't called out immediately, and why Ricky's mother was lied to that there was nothing. They don't help out with this type of thing when she calls and finds out they absolutely do. They have actually very specialized equipment for helping to figure out kind of like what happened and to help them figure it out. They have like special equipment just for that. So it's like the ball was dropped. The ball was seriously dropped. And once again, you're there with Link in it. The other thing about this is that eventually it came around to they found themselves a suspect. DCI started to investigate Sheriff Robert Herman. They believed that he may have been the one that ran Ricky down. Okay, they investigated him once, and then they backed off. They couldn't find enough to tie him to it or whatever, so they whatever. They backed off of the investigation essentially. Well, a little while after that, they ended up reopening that investigation and looking at him again and investigating him again. They didn't bring any charges against him again. There was this thing I remember reading about where the DCI thought that there might have been at this particular bar that was nearby where Ricky was hit, that there was a register. People would you would sign in when you go in there or whatever, I guess, or something, because it was like a club. It wasn't just like a bar or whatever. It was like I don't know, I would almost maybe say like a Moose Club or an Elks Club or one of those types of deals. Anyway, they believe that they found out that this place kept that like a guest book or whatever. People signed in and stuff like that. So they go to check it out. Basically, a week before they arrived, the club had decided to destroy all their old sign-in books. A week before DCI came looking for it. So, pretty interesting, really. I mean, I can't say that there was something shady going on there, but odds are there's probably something shady going on there. But anyway, so it's like, how did Robert Herman get twice suspect to where he was investigated twice for this? And then you got, like I said, James Link lying to the victim's mother. I mean, so you got all these things. These are the things about Ricky's case. And this is the reason why anybody who's interested in Stephen and Brendan's case should also maybe take a little bit of an interest in Ricky's. Because it's damn interesting that these certain same players show up in Ricky's case and they're completely botching it there too. They're completely screwing up. I think people should know. So, right now, what I want to do is I want to show you my favorite picture of Ricky. My favorite picture of Ricky, man. It's awesome. Watch. Check this out. Yeah, there he is. Shiver me timbers, matey. I love little pirate Ricky, man. He's rocking that pirate's costume, man. And you gotta imagine, people, that there was a lot of moments like this that his family shared with him, and they deserve justice too. They deserve to have the cops and the law enforcement really caring about them the way that they supposedly care about the Hall box. So, but they were basically shafted by the law enforcement, Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department, as I've said. So, James Link flat out lied to Ricky's mom, and you ended up having Robert Herman investigated twice. So, this little guy right here deserved a lot better. And I just love little pirate Ricky. So there you go. You saw Pirate Ricky. I love Pirate Ricky. Anyways, so I just wanted to go ahead and do this video, obviously, because, you know, it's the anniversary of Ricky's unfortunate passing. And, you know, obviously, you know, Ricky deserved better. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video here today to go ahead and create more awareness for Ricky, and also the fact of how, you know, the way that there's connections between Ricky's case and Stephen and Brendan's. So it's, you know, you got some of the same cast of players and pulling some of the same, you know, BS, same dishonest practices. So but definitely wanted to go ahead and express my, you know, deepest sympathies to Ricky's family. Of course, I know that they miss him very much, and they, you know, they deserve to find out what really happened, and I really do hope that they eventually get to find out what happened to Ricky. I hope we all do. It's just such a darn shame, man. Such a darn shame if you think about it, you know, because another 30 to 45 seconds he would have been walking up his driveway and would have soon been in his bed. But because of somebody who, you know, obviously was under the influence and intoxicated and driving, carelessly took Ricky's life and kept driving. And you know, it's a truly unfortunate thing. It really is. And so I would ask everybody, if you're inclined, if you want to, if you're interested, the fact that the connecting cast of characters between the cases, then as I said before, I will leave the video I did previously and also the documents for Ricky's case down in the info below. I'll leave the links for you. So that's about it for this video. We just wanted to, you know, I just wanted to, you know, give Ricky a shout out and of course, as always, try to bring more awareness to his case. So if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.